Thank you for tuning in and welcome to Errant Update. In this episode I want to talk of course about what's gonna happen on the channel during this week, and then I want to talk a bit about my Dark Angel Army project, and finally I want to talk a bit about equipment for filmmaking and what my thoughts are and hopes for the near future of the channel. So stick around. Yeah, so Wednesday we are gonna continuing painting Primaris Dark Angels based on a request from Headhunter. Thank you for that, by the way. To paint squad markings, and I'm gonna go over freehanding squad markings as well as using transfers. So tune in for that. And Friday we're gonna play with poster putty or poster tag or adhesive pads, or as we call it in Denmark, elephant snot. No kidding, that is the Danish name for it. And I'm gonna go over a bunch of uses for that. There are tons more than I could fit into a single episode, so I'll probably do a part 2 in the future. And yeah, then Saturday, if we don't have an episode of Night Errant, I know this is getting a bit old. Had my son's birthday this weekend, so no drinking cocktails and making film there. So Saturday, if I don't have a Night Errant, I do have an almost finished lore video ready. Or lore discussion video, where I bring up the topic that has been on my mind while painting and researching Dark Angels, and that is the Dark Angels traitors? So in all likelihood that will come up on Saturday late evening. And that's the week on Errant painting. So yeah, working on my army is going forward. Next week I think I'm about in a good place to do a proper presentation of all the units and what I've completed. Right now I have a lot of almost finished miniatures, way more than I usually allow myself to start with, because I have a tendency to lose interest if I have too many on the table at once. But it's going really well and I'm having a lot of fun building, painting, the whole shebang. I would love, though, if there were more information available on how the Primaris Marine interact with the different chapters, because I doubt that the Dark Angels just take them in the way the Ultramarines did. I know from White Dwarf that they do join the existing companies, so I'm painting mine straight into the 5th. But do they only add them to replace fallen squads, or do they just break the Codex Astartes to add in extra squads to the companies? Do they make new companies for them, or do every company have a sister company or brother company, if you will, where they have just the Primaris guys? Because my 5th company is getting bloated if I am having both the Primaris and the regular mini marines. And if you have any thoughts on that, or have found somewhere in the lore, in some official text, or for that matter at this point fan-made text, somebody who's giving thought to that and come up with something that seems reasonable would be really nice. For now I'm just gonna paint them 5th company and hope it makes sense lore-wise. The huge thing there is I'm about to paint my Primaris, what do you call it, Company Master, and as far as I know, Company Master Balthazar of the 5th is still alive. So are there 2 Company Masters, or should there not be a Primaris Company Master in the 5th company? Should I paint him as another company, or as not having a company? I could really use some input there if anybody have thoughts on that. And finally, I want to talk a bit about my thoughts for the channel in the not too distant future. First of all, I want to improve the quality of the videos I make, and I want to expand so that I can also do battle reports. First of all, would be awesome. I want to do some proper lore videos, and I want my painting guides to be better. Getting better at painting is a natural progression. It comes as I paint, and I think I've been painting long enough to be able to at least teach some of what I know to some of you out there. But the quality of the videos could really use a bump up. I am looking into better software for editing, but I will, as have been mentioned in several comments at this point, also need a better camera. Because right now I have a Canon Ixus, and that is not actually intended to be a video camera. That is a regular family vacation, take some pictures camera. So I'll need to learn a lot about cameras to make an educated decision on what camera I need, and I'll need to, obviously, buy a new camera. And for the buying part, these things are more expensive than a few easy to assemble models or the occasional squad. So what I think I'll end up doing is making an Indiegogo or something similar, and hope that there are people in the world who would like to donate some change to improve the content of the channel. And I by no means expect a full cost of the camera to be covered by fundraising, but the more I could raise, the better equipment I would be able to pick up. So if you know stuff about cameras, and especially if you know what requirements a camera should meet to be good for painting tutorials, battle reports, which where you get the most for your money. I know I wanted to be able to focus on stuff very close. I wanted to be able to focus fast when filming, so that I can actually do battle reports or can move stuff around when painting without having several seconds where you can't see what I'm doing. And I would really like some information on that. I'll obviously do all the research I can myself, but from my experience, community input is one of the best ways to learn, even if it's just a link to a place where it's a good idea to learn. So yeah, and also let me know if you have experience with that kind of small-scale fundraising. If you know of alternatives to Indiegogo that would be better or easier to use. It seems to me from what I've seen that it is quite manageable, and as it is not for commercial use as such, as these are free YouTube videos, it wouldn't actually cost me anything to use Indiegogo, which is quite charming. Another thought I've had in that direction is that perhaps I should do like most other YouTubers have done and create a Patreon. I don't want to make content only for Patreons. I don't want to delay YouTube videos on purpose to give Patreons a head start, but I might want to do giveaways for Patreons, or make cartoon avatars for Patreons like I've done for my friends, if you've seen Ashes of Awesome God. I could probably come up with some other stuff. A Patreon income, so to say, would also give me a better opportunity to get new paints, and especially paints that I wouldn't buy anyway just to paint up my armies, but to review and show off some different companies' products, because right now, when in doubt, I usually just buy Vallejo, mainly, P3, Reaper or Citadel, and the occasional can of army painter. But there are plenty of companies out there that really deserves attention. So yeah, also please let me know what you think of that idea, because this is a small channel, and while I wouldn't require a lot of money to improve stuff, it's also perhaps a bit cocky to expect people to donate to a small channel. So I don't know, that's why I'm putting it out there. Let me hear what you think. So yeah, anyhow, take care and bye bye.